And what does it tell us about the role of Arab communities in Central America and also South America as a whole?
Yes, exactly. So Asfoura is actually from a Palestinian descent,
Right.
and Nasrallah is from a Lebanese descent, both Christian, by the way. And this is very crucial here because we're talking here about maybe touching a little bit of history that hundreds of thousands now can trace back to the 1800s and the 1900s migration from the Middle East, from what we call today the Palestinian territories, and also from Lebanon, Syria, and all that area to Latin America, Central America specifically. So we see that not only Honduras have this, also the president of the DR, the Dominican Republic, is from a Lebanese descent, as well as Bukele, for example, from El Salvador, he's also from a Palestinian descent.
Right.
That means that those who migrated back then, first, that was easier for them to assimilate because they are Christians, they are Catholic, and we know that Latin America prominently is a Christian Catholic continent. And also, on the other hand, we're talking about people that came with a little bit more money, and they were able to actually be those business elites that now we are seeing are in technology, in politics, as we see, and in many other areas. So that's why exactly we're seeing this happening right now, alongside this right-wing shift that we're seeing in Latin America in general, but more specifically in Central America.
You know, it really is fascinating because I guess the larger question here is, you know, are we seeing growing political and economic influence, you could say, from Middle Eastern diasporas across Latin America? And how does Honduras fit into this trend, especially with the election of Nasri Asfoura?
Well, if we talk about Israel specifically, after all, most of those new elected politicians and those that were elected recently from Arab descent, we could think that they will be anti-Israel, but they're actually pro-Israel. Bukele, for example, definitely Asfoura here had this phone call with the Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar, and it's because of the difference between what we perceive today as Palestinians or Arabs in the diaspora in Europe, as most of them see themselves, first of all, as Palestinians, for example, but those that migrated to Latin America way before the conflict started, they see themselves just Latin Americans. They are Christians, they're Latin American. The nationality is more central in their identities. That's why it's different, and that's why it's actually an opportunity for Israel. We're seeing that Israel is deepening its ties with those countries, with El Salvador, with Honduras, and all of these countries, and it's because of the right-wing politics. What they are seeking is actually counterterrorism, counter-violence, for example, intelligence sharing. These things they can get actually from Israel, and that's why we're seeing this cooperation happening right now, and definitely this is an opportunity for Israel.